You want to know how to make it in this city? You've got to fight for it. Even when you're standing in piss. Well, anybody that subjects themselves to this will be up to their eyeballs in piss within the first few minutes of Screamboat, which is yet another entry in the seemingly never-ending pipeline of popular children cartoon / animated IP characters turned into horror movie icons because they entered the public domain. Is that a really long-winded subgenre, which implies the existence of a dom genre? Yes it is. Probably should have workshopped that. Speaking of workshopping, they probably should have workshopped anything that they did in Screamboat. I will say right now, this is only slightly better than The Mousetrap because this had a $2 million budget. Where did the other $1.75 million go? Because I'll tell you where the $2 million didn't go. It didn't go to the special effects. It didn't go to the acting. It didn't go to the gore. It didn't go to the scene blocking. It certainly didn't go to the audio equipment. It didn't go into anything as far as the production went. This was a $2 million waste of space. Jason Takes Manhattan looked better than this, and that movie honestly looked like shit. But at least it understood the assignment. It wasn't a great movie, and could have done a lot more had the studio not been fucking sticklers, but at least that movie had Jason punching off someone's head. So David Howard Thornton, who was Art the Clown in Terrifier, and Terrifier 2 and Terrifier 3, and the upcoming Terrifier 4... Hopefully Damien Leone's words of wanting to basically kind of play middle ground. Well, David Howard Thornton wanted to make sure that anybody in the LGBTQ community was accepted in horror and able to watch horror and just live as they are. That's another story for another day. Boy, hopefully Terrifier 4 turns out to actually be something worth watching like Terrifier 3 was. Let's get back to Screamboat. It's ass. It's total goddamn ass, but you knew it would be ass. Is it entertaining ass? No, it's not. It is 102 minutes long, and there is maybe that much material that they managed to work with. There is that much material. There's barely enough material to go to 80 minutes. I thought Piglet had no goddamn material, but Piglet also had no goddamn budget. It had nothing going for it besides a little bit of nudity. There's a little bit of nudity in this. The cast certainly seems like they're having fun. And while David Howard Thornton as Steamboat Willie is having a little bit of fun, I hate to say it, but the ideas that this movie had as far as, hey, look at all the popular Disney quotes that we could use. Look at all this and look at the ways we can skate around copyright laws by referring to Walt. Even though we can't call him Walt Disney, but we can show kind of pseudo drawings that look sort of like it. Just what? Just what? Why? Just what? Why? I mean, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 were nothing to write home about besides the British women that they had, at least in the first one. I mean, but just whatever. I hate this. This still isn't the worst of that long titled subgenre that I referred to, but this is just so goddamn bad. I have not even watched Mouse of Horrors yet, but apparently it ties into this. And by the way, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare is also on Peacock, which I guess I gotta subject myself to, because I'm just bound and determined to devour more movies, but maybe I will get some entertainment out of these movies. No, I didn't. There are a couple moments where I'm like, okay, finally, maybe it'll dig itself out of this hole that it dug itself. No, it doesn't. Cast does what they can. There's a few pretty women in there. There's a few that are dressed up after, coming out of a bar of a birthday party, like Jasmine and Ariel and Cinderella. Do you get it? Or are we just going to beat you over the goddamn head with this? I'm not going to hit myself in the head like I wanted to start hitting my head through a goddamn wall, which would have been less painful than watching Screamboat. Just absolute shittery. Just absolute shittery going on. It's on Peacock if you want to check it out. 3, 2, 1, and spoilers. Jesus. So yeah, Ferry is going to New York, and the ferry is besieged by Steamboat Willie, which is a short little mouse, badly CGI'd, by the way. And yes, I get it. $2 million budget. You can work around that if you're actually smart. But I don't think any of the crew actually understood what the fuck it took to make a film. And By the way, this was written and directed by Stephen Lamort, who did Bury Me Twice and The Mean One that I haven't had a chance to watch. And was also written by Matthew Garcia Dunn. I hope he's not related to Kevin Dunn. The quick cuts might make me think that somebody else was related to Kevin Dunn. So the boat, by the way, was a decommissioned Staten Island ferry that was bought by Colin Yost and Pete Davidson, the human lemur king himself, who was part of another movie called The Home that I absolutely hated. And they bought that in 2022. Why would you buy a decommissioned ferry? For what whatever. It's fine. I don't care. So, there's a quote from Walt Disney. It says, all the adversity I've had in my life, all the troubles and the obstacles have strengthened me. It's like you may just need a good kick in the teeth, basically. Maybe a good kick in the teeth will do you good. There's more of that quote, but whatever. Does it really fucking matter about getting anything accurate? They sure didn't care about getting anything accurate. Like how physics fucking worked. And yes, it's supposed to be a comedy, but the thing is, it's not funny. None of this is earned. It's not horrifying enough to offset the bad comedy, and it's not comedic enough to offset the bad gore and the bad everything. Everybody involved in producing this needs to be investigated for money laundering because there's no way that they utilized all $2 million. There's no way they did. So then there was this old box that it turned out actually contained Steamboat Willie, and he hits somebody over the head, a woman named Dominic. I do have to say the woman named that played Dominic, and that's Dominique, not like Dirty Dom in WWE, not that. But she ends up getting, just beaten over the head, and she's gone. Gets beat over the head with a wrench, and then you have another guy that's beaten over the goddamn head. And he got his nose bit off, so apparently it's Steamboat Haku Willie. And the acting is terrible. The fucking acting is terrible. The green screens. If you can't afford to make the shots look halfway good, don't fucking do it. The fuck is wrong with you? All the 5 women that are part of this birthday party are all dressed like Disney princesses. And have about, the characters have about that much intelligence compared to the animated counterparts. I'm not even talking about the people. I'm trying to not be mean to the cast because I'm sure that they were just happy to get work, and that's great. And hopefully they can go off and do bigger and better things. I hope the fucking studio has goddamn issues funding another project because good lord. So, we get a Pete, no repeat, no Pete and Pete, no Nickelodeon thing. I think that was on Nickelodeon, back when Nickelodeon was good. And Pete is some kind of just ferry worker. At least he's open about it. And that's an MST3K line before everybody jumps at me. Just want to say that. And he falls for a girl named Selena. Yeah, Selena. Allison Patel, who, she tries. She's our lead, basically. And whistle while you work. Do. I can sort of whistle, but not whistle enough. So, see, I can whistle for like 5 seconds tops. That's it. So, he whistles, kills people indiscriminately. The gore effects are terrible. The acting is terrible. There's a point where there's a paramedic named Amber that actress, she does fine for what she can do. Or for what she's given, I guess. And then there are these 2 women. One is Jasmine, and I think the other one is Belle, and they're drunk and taking selfies or doing TikToks or whatever it is you stupid young people do these days. I'm 44, soon to be 45. I can say that. And they get forklift in the mouth. That's not a euphemism. They literally do. And that's it, basically. We get more and more death, more bullshit. There's this rousing speech by this guy after the captain's killed, stupidly, by the way, where it's like the Chucky model. You could literally throw that thing off of you, and I know it's supposed to be a horror comedy, but I'm sorry. Whatever, it's fine. None of this is earned. My anger and rage is earned because I will rip this fucking movie apart and I will rip it apart at the end of the year. If this is not still in my top 10 worst movies of the year by the time we reach the end of the year, and we are about 3 months away from that as of now, then good Lord, good goddamn Lord, it is a rough year. This is not the worst movie I've seen this year, but it's above Piglet because actual money was put into this. Not a lot of actual money, but by the way, Terrifier 3 cost $2 million and looked way better than this. It was way better shot. It was way better acted. It had way better balance of horror and comedy. And this is coming from somebody, by the way, that thought Terrifier 1 was all right, if not a little long in the tooth. While Terrifier 2 was my worst movie choice of 2022. Terrifier 3 was a pleasant fucking surprise. And I can take stupid gore. I can take stupid bullshit. And this movie turned me off my lunch, not because I was grossed out, but just because I felt defeated. I felt like I didn't want to go on after this. So, when does the comedy start is what I noted. One girl named Jamie gets naked with a cop or gets topless. Can you feel the love tonight? Get it? Do you get it? Do you fucking get it? Because they're using the lines from the Disney movies. How dare you call yourself writers? How dare you call yourselves writers? So, that rousing speech I referred to a little bit earlier, they were all going to attack Steamboat Willie. And if they actually had any competence, and if the editing wasn't dog shit, they might have been able to. But then he gets the hose, the safety hose out, and sprays them, and then shocks them all, and kills a whole bunch of them at once. By the way he turned the hose on, it didn't even look like that hose would have reached more than 2 feet. And you probably could have kicked him down the goddamn steps and just bashed him. I know that's horror movie 101, especially like the thing with Chucky. And the little tiki doll thing that was in Trilogy of Terror. The Karen Black. She kind of earned it. She really did earn it, in all honesty. She got it, and then she got it years later. That's mean. Nothing against Karen Black. But it turned out that this old homeless guy named Barry actually used to be a stagehand. He used to be somebody on this steamboat, and pieces of the steamboat were from the original steamboat. The steamboat Willie was brought onto. And he was experimented on, but then Walt saved him, and Walt showed him a whole new world, a whole new fantastic point of view. They might as well have said that. They might as well have gone full Aladdin. But, that ends up happening. We end up getting an explanation that also Walt ends up having, some issues. Willie ends up at the bottom of this boat, at the bottom of the wreckage, essentially. And then the old box or chute or whatever is brought on. Oh, and it turned out also Willie had a wife. Gee, I wonder if you can guess who the wife is. Oh, yes, and there was also the point where the girl was topless. She ended up getting killed, and the cop got his dick ripped off. Then the cop ripped off dick was put near the face of one particular guy. The dick was about as big as a goddamn mouse, by the way. Or about half the size of the mouse. And he got killed. He did say before that, I'm surrounded by idiots. Yeah, I was surrounded watching idiots with this. I don't even know if that's grammatically correct, but moving on. And then Barry basically says, oh, everything gets recycled eventually to save money. See, we're trying to be meta. You're not smart enough, people to put this together. You're not smart enough to understand how to be meta. It's one thing for a goof like me to talk about, stuff on the YouTube channel. This had alleged money behind it, and this is the best they could do. It was poorly lit. It was poorly shot. Good Lord. By the way, Pete also ended up kind of giving a pseudo proposal to Selena, kind of, sort of. There's also a kid who had a mom. The mom got killed. Oh, darn. And then there was another guy that ended up taking care of the kid, I guess. He wasn't the kid's father, but he felt protection for the kid. I don't know. I think Terrifier 3 handled the kids a whole lot better. If you get it, you get it. And a cop gets lit on fire. This is all out of chronological order because none of it really fucking matters. And it turns out Dominique is still alive. Oh, and in the under the spell of Willie. has a metal mouse hat with a chain around her neck and everything. At least she tried to have fun. See, anytime this movie has a chance to come alive, it just stamps it out immediately. Good Lord, this is shit. My God, this is shit. Amber ended up getting, stabbed, but at one point, a screwdriver got put into Steamboat Willie's eye. So, okay, the eyes, ow, my eye, I'm not supposed to get bad screwdrivers in it. It's supposed to, good screwdrivers. So, they, that one guy that was supposed to protect Mateo, the kid, had him get out of there and blew up Dominique and Willie. Well, not exactly, because Willie's still alive. Willie gets Pete in a water pit. Mateo, the kid's Mateo, gets out. And Pete is down there, but he's going to take care of Willie, except Willie is not dead. Willie's going to keep coming for them. Oh, there's this picture. This picture that the kid found. There was of Walt and Willie and his wife. And his wife is Minnie, just in case you didn't get that, by the way. And oh, conveniently, Selena just happens to have a purse. It's made out of the same material that Minnie Mouse's skirt was made out of. The polka dot stuff. Not the stuff from that creepy Walt Disney clip, if you get which one I'm talking about. But now she's going to dress up like Minnie to basically get, and I'm sure maybe she was called something else, and I don't care about the Disney lore. She's Minnie Mouse. But she dresses up like that to basically get Minnie, or to basically get, Steamboat Willie's attention. While Amber is dealing with a shoulder injury and Mateo's hiding in one of the many cubby holes this old fucking steamship happens to have. Ferry, whatever. She also manages to somehow get the time to put on a little bit of black makeup, for her nose and all that stuff. So she just manages to get this costume put together. Fine, whatever. And she also has a mallet. Where does she get a mallet? How is any of this stuff happening? She manages to miss him with the mallet, miss him again, and he is gonna end up basically taking care of her. But then he ends up saving her because it looks like when Minnie almost fell over the side and he pulls her up. And then he offers her a flower after he earlier offered her like a bouquet of roses that actually was just everybody's ears. How did he get all those ears cut off? I don't care. He ends up basically getting stabbed in the head with scissors. Not unlike Sid and Arn on that European tour in 1993. He goes over the side. And that's it. Oh, by the way, he is still alive. And Minnie shows up. It would have been nice if she had shown up maybe a little bit sooner. We could have had a little bit of fun with this fucking bullshit. But also, Pete is alive. And we also get a conversation between Amber, the paramedic, and Selena about, New York and everything. You don't have to be from here to be here. I'm from Seattle. Oh, sure. Blame my state for this thing happening. Sure, why not? Terrible. Just terrible. This movie is so terrible. Pete is somehow still alive, and there's one, I don't remember the guy's name. I don't care. But he's coming for him. Lol. Whatever. I don't think I'm being too harsh on this goddamn thing because it's just so bad. It's not comedic. It's not horrifying. It's just horrifying that it wasted $2 million and an hour and 42 minutes of the viewer's time. Even if you just stop it immediately after that mid-credits scene with Pete, good God in heaven, y'all. Agree, disagree with what I said? Like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Redland, and yes, Willie and Minnie will return at some point. We're gonna get more of these. Oh boy. Happy trails to you.